G'day Bambies, Kaleidow here and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be building a cemetery in The Sims 4 for the new Vampires pack. Well, actually for my new Vampires Let's Play, which I have started just over a week ago now. So if you guys haven't checked that out already, go ahead and click the card. I'll have that on the screen for you guys right now. But one of our main characters just actually moved into this cemetery because I'm going to show you guys a little bit further on, but we do create a underground sort of vampire crypt slash catacombs underneath the entire cemetery, but I decided to label this as sort of a cemetery more because it sort of has the mausoleums, which I know are quite a thing in America. We don't really have them in Australia. I haven't seen any myself. I would really like to go to America. I'm not sure. Is it New Orleans? It might be in New Orleans. Sorry, my accent though. But do let me know down below in the comments what graveyards in America have these mausoleums. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly because I would love to check them out. I was looking up so many awesome pictures of them while I was building this and they are so pretty. Oh my gosh. I really like that a lot of them have a sort of Greek theme to them, like Greek revival style, and also a little bit gothic, but I do like that most of them have this white sort of marble-esque look to them, which makes them not look as morbid. They don't look super gothic or anything, but they still are very eerie and eerie in a very beautiful way. So I really wanted to try my best to make at least 2 of these, which I do fit onto this lot. This is one of the smaller lots in Forgotten Hollow, which is the new world that you guys can get with the new Vampires game pack, which you guys can purchase if you want. It's actually one of my favorite game packs. I really, really like it. I think it's awesome. The vampires are really in depth and I've been really enjoying creating a story with them. It's actually been really good and the vampires are way more in depth than they were in past Sims games. Well, that is my opinion anyways. So back to these mausoleums. I tried to create 2 versions. So here is more of a basic one where it's just like a normal, kind of straightforward one. I'm pretty sure everyone has seen these in movies. And then I created a second one, which is a little bit different. And sorry that I have all of these statues and graves everywhere. That is just how I build because when I'm going through the store, like the build store, I will pick out objects that I want to remember to put into and include into my builds. That's why I have everything everywhere. And here I am creating the second mausoleum, which is meant to be a little bit different. So as I was saying before, I was looking up images on Google and I'm not sure which cemetery specifically these were in, but I just thought they were absolutely stunning. I really liked this one. It had a very unique style to it and I gave it a go, you know, like it doesn't look as majestic as it looked in the photographs, but I did give it a good go and I don't think it looks dreadful or anything. And instead of giving it like the brick feel, I tried to give it more of a smooth stone looking. And it's kind of interesting with the roofs on the side. I think it's kind of cool. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's all right. I feel like if I had another go at it, I might be able to make it even better if I made them a little bit bigger. But these things aren't meant to be big. They're meant to be just quite small. I'm not even sure what people put in them. Do people actually put the bodies, the corpses, into them? Or do they put like a urn with ashes in them? Because all of my knowledge about these is only from films or television. So I am a little bit ignorant. So if you guys do know more about these, please let me know down below in the comments. I would love to hear about them a bit more, and let me know if I did an okay job at creating them. Like if you have seen these in person and if you think I did an okay job, because I would really like to know. I gave it my best go, okay? I tried my best. So I do put a little bit of a cemetery around it, like a normal traditional cemetery like the ones we have here in Australia. And this is going to be like, I'm going to talk about some kind of gross things in this commentary, because let's be honest, like, I don't know if you guys are the same as me, but when I think of the dead and cemeteries, it kind of grosses me out just because I don't like the idea of dying, and I just don't like the idea of my body rotting. So I've always been a type of person who wants to be cremated, just because that's my preference. And I don't know if this is even scientific, but maybe if you buried my ashes, the plants could absorb me better. I don't know. Or is that worse for the environment? I'm like 21, turning 22 this year. I'm not even close to thinking about it. So maybe later on down the track, I'll think about whether I want to be cremated or what. But anyways, I did include some open graves. I think it was Simproved on Twitter. Oh gosh, I hope I didn't get this wrong. There were so many people posting awesome images of cemeteries which they were sort of making on the release day of this game pack. And I think it was Simproved. She showed this, or it might have been Belleru or Beldrew. Oh gosh, I always get people's names mixed up. But somebody shared a picture and they had these open graves, and I was like, I really want to try to recreate that. So I had my own twist to it. I think it looks pretty cool. And I did pop in 2 of those in the end. So this mausoleum is actually going to have a bit of a secret entrance down into the vampire crypt / catacombs. So that's going to be fun. And in this mausoleum, I do have a cabin coffin thingy-majig, because I did want it to kind of be different to the other one where I have an urn. This one, I wanted to have an actual like corpse body, whatever. Gross, I know. So do let me know. Are you creeped out by cemeteries? I always was a big fan of Graveyard Girl, and I used to love watching her videos back in the day when she used to hang out at the cemetery. I think they were really interesting videos. But whenever I would like go there myself to our cemetery, it was just way too creepy for me. Even when you're going there to see a loved one, I don't know why, death has been such a weird thing for me to accept in my life that like, I don't know, it kind of is surreal for me to go to a cemetery. I don't like it. It's a very real thing in my family, so I just don't like the idea of it at all. And like, I don't think anyone does, honestly. Like, who wants to think about it, to be honest? But the one part of the cemetery at my town which used to intrigue me was the far back area where there were these really old graves. And I'm sorry if I'm going to trigger anyone or freak anyone out, but we are building a cemetery, so I do want to tell some tales. And I remember hearing that there were like grave robbers, and some of the graves were like imploded, like they had fallen in, and it was just really scary. Like, I remember being so petrified I didn't even want to look at them. It just makes me wonder, like, I don't know, life is so temporary, and it just reminds you that you have to take each day like to the fullest and really use your time on this world, because we are temporary. We don't live forever. I know that it's sometimes really hard to think that you're ever going to get old or that anything could happen to you, but things do happen. So I definitely just want to put it out there that just be a kind person. Just try to make your impact on this planet while you have the time to, like, as positive as possible, if that makes any sense. By the way, guys, it is really late here in Australia, so if I'm making 0 cents, that is why I'm recording this at past midnight. So that's actually really scary. Why am I recording a cemetery, like house building thing after midnight? That's so spooky. So I did try to include a little bit of a fountain. You guys saw it sort of evolve. I did a whole bunch of different styles. I had like this weird star one, which I didn't really like. So I ended up going with this like blood one, which I think is really cool. I'm not sure if I changed the color of it later on, but I do like it with the red. And I kind of do go for more of a simple look on the top of the cemetery, just because to me, cemeteries are very bland. Well, in Australia, well, my hometown, they are quite bland, just simple. That might be just country folk. There are even graves in my hometown, but which people could just mow over. Like you just had like a little plate in the ground. They were really popular, you know, and people just, they didn't want to be fussed over, so you just mow over their grave. Like, you see what I mean? I'm from like a totally different town. And when I looked at these mausoleums online of like what people like to leave as their legacy after their death in America, I was just like, what? I'm not sure if these are only just in America, so I don't want to assume that, but the images, I'm pretty sure they were from America. But yeah, in Australia, well, anyways, from where I'm from, people are very minimal with their deaths. Like they don't really show off or anything. Not saying that making mausoleums a bad thing, but I definitely have a feeling that it kind of shows off wealth in a little way, like a bit. So like I don't think everyone would have a mausoleum in America. Oh no, that would be so expensive. Like I can't even, like I already know, like apparently it's super expensive to have a funeral, like really expensive. Oh man, I don't even want to think about it. Okay, so now we are down below in the crypt. And here we are creating a little bit of a catacomb sort of area. So we got all of these little shelves with bodies in it. That's what I was imagining, like mummies or whatever in there. So that's very morbid, a bit spooky, and it was a little bit tedious setting that up. And I do go and try to do other things because I just got sick of playing around with it, but I do eventually go back and finish it. So don't you guys worry. Seems to be something that I do a lot when I'm building. If I get bored of doing something else and I have another idea, like I feel inspired, I'll go ahead and work on that instead. I know that a lot of other people who build work in stages. I'm a little bit all over the place, honestly. I don't even understand how I build. I'm just, yeah, a big old mess, basically. So I did want to make this big open space that kind of opened up into the coffins where the vampires would be staying. So in my Let's Play, this is sort of meant to be a cemetery where vampires from all across the world, vampires that are visiting the town, can come and stay, and it's a little bit of a vampire hub or refuge. So a bit of like a vampire hostel, I guess you could say, temporary living. And I wanted to include a bit of a space for vampires to stay. So we do have this fancy area up here, which I wanted to make look very, very grand. And then we do have another little sub area with some more coffins that are usable. So you guys are going to see that happen. And I do have all of these cute little balconies around, which I think are really cool. So because this is down in a basement, it does feel a little bit cramped, but I try to make it a little bit open. Unfortunately, this is a very small lot. So, and I wasn't actually thinking about the crypt underneath while I was doing the top area. So I kind of was a little bit limited on space, but I do figure it out, and I think I did an all right job. I include so many candles in this place. Like, we're not even up to that point yet, but I honestly put so many candles in here, and I think it really adds to the atmosphere and just makes it seem more spooky and vampiric or whatever, vampiric. So we're going to have a little bit of a lobby area here, and I actually do end up adding a shower because I did want some vampires to stay here. Kate, Belladonna, and some of her fledglings, which I'm going to get to in the next couple episodes of the Let's Play. They are going to be living here temporarily. So that is why I really wanted to make this place kind of livable. There isn't an actual toilet, but there is a bush upstairs, so I thought they can fertilize it if they want to. But anyways, speaking of the fledglings, you guys have sent in so many sims already for Kate to turn, and I'm so excited for that episode. It will be like episode 4 or 5 when she'll be turning them, so you guys do still have a lot of time to send them in. So if I can put that as a card or down below in the description for you guys, I'll put that video and link it for you all, so then you can go and check that out, because what I'm basically doing is asking you guys to help me out with some fledgling characters to join Kate's revenge and sort of her army against the Nightshade brothers. So that's going to be really cool and a lot of fun to record. I think it's going to be a very interesting sort of cinematic video, which is going to be mixed in with some gameplay, of course. So now we're lighting up this second area, which I haven't really shown you guys yet. And I am going to be decorating quite a lot now because I was like, well, it looks very plain. I need to brighten it up a bit. So I put in some paintings. There are 3 coffins in this area. And I did go for sort of these photographs of the old vampires who are sort of like the vampire monarchy or whatever in Forgotten Hollow before the Nightshade brothers. So I haven't really touched upon what happened to them, but I have a feeling they just faded away, drifted, as most vampires do in most stories. They just get to an age where they can't go on. It's just too hard to continue. And if one of the clan or mob or whatever passes away, then it just becomes meaningless to keep on living. And I think that is the tragic truth behind being immortal, is that you, even with companions, you end up being alone. Like there's just this overwhelming sense of emptiness, and you have like all the time in the world to do everything, but kind of makes it meaningless in a way. It's sort of ironic. So here we are just going to do the entrance way, which I try to make a little bit fancy and a bit more full. It's just meant to fill in a bit of space here. And I just want to mention that in this build, and also in a lot of my other builds besides my Smitten series, I tend to go for more of a realistic sort of turn on like builds. I don't know why I always do this. I always try to not include too many items because my game does get laggy. Maybe if I get a new computer, I'll be able to decorate with a lot more items, but I feel like when I have too much stuff in my house or builds, they tend to get very laggy for me, and that isn't very good when I'm trying to record it for you guys, is it? So I did like that I had that coffin sort of sitting on top of a table. Kind of reminds me of what I think would be inside of those mausoleums. Now I'm just kind of throwing around a bunch of these cobwebs around the place. And yeah, a lot of these cracks. I really, really like these sort of items, decorational items that we got in the Vampires pack, because they just add so much to a build. They honestly do. And even though they look like, make a place look derelict and run down and like it's been abandoned, I just think there's something charming about it. Just makes it look so realistic. Something that I actually just realized that I don't have is the Halloween stuff pack, or like the spooky stuff pack. I'm not sure what it's called, but I don't have that one yet. There are like 2 DLCs that I don't own yet, so I really need to get my hands on those. I feel like I'm kind of missing out with the spooky one because there's so much that I could have probably put into some of these builds in my Let's Play, so I probably will purchase that one very soon because it would add a lot more to my vampire series. But if you guys own the spooky pack, please let me know because I haven't got it yet, and just give me your honest opinion of it if you think it's worth it, or if you think that the vampires game pack has enough cool stuff, because I'm happy without it. But if there's a lot of like really nice decorational items, I'm okay to spending like $15 or however much it costs to buy it, because that's cool. I'm happy with that. This plot does end up being a residential plot because I did want the vampires to live in it, but you guys could very easily turn it into a generic plot, and then it can, or lot, sorry, I keep talking in plots because of Minecraft, but you can go ahead and do that, and then you can visit it like any other community lot. And yeah, I just really wanted to use it as a residential, but we'll probably turn it back into a community lot later on down the track. So yeah, now we're just adding in a bunch of candles. So I did warn you guys that I was gonna do this, and you're gonna see it so many candles. Oh my goodness. So I just felt like the whole build was a little bit empty, and I just wanted to add some more to it and just make it a bit more spooky, because vampires are always indoors during the day anyways. And I just felt like they needed some lighting, and because they don't have any power down here in the crypt, candles would be the best way to achieve lighting. So that is what we have done. And I do like that little book on the stand there, just in front of that important looking coffin, just kind of nodding to a little bit of a storyline. If you guys want to make it up, I don't know, you could like say that her body lies there or something like that. Maybe the 3 famous vampires of Forgotten Hollow lie there. I think that'd be really cool. So here we are just popping in a little bit of a shower room. I didn't show that entirely, but I do put a shower in there. Now I'm just going to be putting in some more trees and bushes because I felt like I left it a little bit sparse on the top. And yeah, we are just about done, really. I really like these rose bushes. I wish we got them in different styles, honestly. It would have been cool to have the little round bushes, but like dead looking, like more dead looking, I don't know. But I do like the bushes. They move in the wind. It's really cool. The animations are quite lovely. And these thorns are definitely one of my favorites. I love these dead trees too. But yeah, guys, we are going to get into the screenshots now, and that is it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. This will be on the gallery, so you guys can go and find it there. My name is just Kaleidow, so go and check it out. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all next time. Love you all to bits. Bye!